Hello and welcome to a Star Citizen State of the Game for Alpha 3.24. We're going to be looking at what's going on with that patch, the latest updates, and why it's been effectively delayed a bit. But Alpha 3.24 is still in its EVOCATI phase. It's been a surprisingly long EVOCATI cycle, in fact, for what is effectively some features that weren't quite ready for Alpha 3.23's release. However, due to the importance of these features and the substantial change to cargo, inventory, and management, it's become its own 3.24 patch rather than a 3.23.x patch, which originally it was going to be. It's big cargo, it's big changes. CIG put a message out on their Spectrum chat on the 23rd of July, so last night at time of recording. We're currently putting together a new 3.24 build for release to EVOCATI today, which is now yesterday. This build will have all of the work in for persistent hangars. So we will have extra focus for hangar persistence for switching shards and crash recovery. We currently have a goal for another RMQ test later this week with the issues resolved from the previous test. Audience for this tech preview will depend on the current wave, as we're still looking to open up Wave 1 ASAP. So the RMQ tests, they are basically an updated network message queue. So this is ready for server meshing, ready for 4.0. It's better, more optimized netcode that helps prevent some problems with network message spam, which was having loads of knock-on effects to a load of server stuff and server issues that have been sort of persistent in the game for a little while now. That's being tested on a 3.24 branch of the game, but it is effectively for 4.0, or I suppose getting the game ready for 4.0. They could release it for 3.24. It's a possibility. Now, they talked there about opening up to wider PTU, to Wave 1 PTU, where we can actually start showing off content in that patch with showing, not just telling. So yeah, CIG look confident to open 3.24 to a wider audience ASAP for both of those tests. You can more generally expect lots of 4.0 and 4.0 adjacent testing in the coming weeks. Anyway, there was a new EVOCATI patch that was released last night, and CIG said, for tonight's publish, please everyone set your initial spawn to Area 18 for the first couple of hours for stress testing. So this looks even more likely that they're going to be pushing to wider PTU within the next couple of days. In this patch as well, persistent hangars. So, they completed work for shard stowing of persistent hangars. This will allow personal hangars to save their state when moving between shards and crash recoveries. So, persistent hangars now work in the way that they're supposed to. At least that's what this build was trying to do. They increased the grace period that players are allowed to tow an unknown vehicle to 10 seconds before they receive a crime stat as well, in order to allow them to remove blockages. And more generally, this patch allows you to salvage ships and tow ships with a lot more freedom than you could previously. So if a ship is unowned, effectively you can kind of do what you want with it, and now you can interact with owned vehicles without getting a crime stat as well. So you can go, please get out the way of here or whatever, or I'm trying to bring this big ship in with my SRV, something's in the way, actually let's just move this out of the way, and as long as I'm not moving it for more than 10 seconds, it's not going to be an issue. Now, will people exploit this in certain ways? Yes, 100%, but CIG can only work out how those exploits are going to work and work out mitigations or a law system around that by allowing it to happen a little bit. Obviously, a load of other stuff is in that patch, from the customization of your persistent hangars with new items to put in there, but also the freight elevators, the ability to spawn ships while in your hangar, management of cargo, the sort of removal of the global inventory, item banks, cargo hauling missions. There is supposed to be some economy updates, which I'm not sure if they've tested out properly or at all yet, and there is going to be the blockade runner set of missions, which I've not seen yet beyond sort of inside Star Citizen, but that sort of stuff they can test once they're in further into the PTU phases, because they're going to want more people than just EVOCATI to test stuff. EVOCATI effectively are trying to get a build so it is playable to the masses, so that there's not sort of like mass instability or a problem that is just going to get constantly reported or prevents you from playing the game, basically. Once those problems that prevent you from playing the game or being able to test other stuff get fixed, then it goes to wider PTU. That's what's supposed to be happening with these patches. I'm not sure why it's taken so long to get to this stage. state, I mean, yes, the cargo stuff, cargo management, and all the updates in 3.24 are pretty big on the back end. And maybe it is just that. They've gone, well, actually, this requires a lot more back end work than we were expecting at this stage, and we better get it done right because we're going to be moving on to 4.0 soon, and it needs to be ready for server meshing. In this latest build as well, they fixed so many problems that the patch had previously. So this is with persistent hangars, this is with cargo, this is with elevators, this is with a load of NPC and mission stuff not working properly, a load of crash fixes and stability improvements. The cargo stuff should break the game less. Yeah, absolutely tons of stuff was fixed, and the patch is in a relatively good state. There are still a load of known issues though, some of which CIG are going to want to try and fix ASAP before pushing that out to a wider PTU. There's problems with like Lorville in general around the elevators there. They were telling people to actually avoid going to Lorville at all in the latest publish because of large visit area issues around those elevators. Also, things like they've been adding more functionality, much needed functionality to the cargo and inventory management systems that sort of have significantly changed in this patch. And like, yeah, they put search buttons in and stuff like that, but some of them don't work properly. There are various interaction problems when you're trying to interact with kiosks or with items and clickables. There are still optimization and frame rate issues if you're spawning in lots of cargo, or even if you own lots of cargo and access a terminal. VoIP's pretty broken at the moment. Some of the transit systems, some of the trains and trams and all that sort of stuff can get desynced and not appear properly. Some AI stuff doesn't spawn, which is, some of these things are really, really annoying and happen every so often in patch cycles and seem to be persistent problems or keep on coming back. They are caused by different things for the most part. It's just their sort of manifestation which happens regularly. And this is one of the reasons that Star Citizen is very much still an alpha. Some of these major issues do prevent you from playing the game. That's why it's an EVOCATI, very much so, but very annoying if they make it into a live build. Going back to like the AI spawning and NPC spawning, sometimes they weren't spawning for missions and then it would automatically fail the mission, and that's still happening. Some of the stuff with not being able to play a mission that you want to play, again, pretty egregious, pretty annoying, needs to be solved. And they are plodding through that list. They are fixing stuff where they can, and I would expect that a lot of that stuff, at least the major problems, will be fixed for the live build. Expect some fixes for first wave PTU and more beyond that as they go through those phases. Now, the biggest issues for the patch for me really are the UI clunkiness. Obviously, stuff that prevents me from playing the game, the transit stuff, the AI spawning stuff, the mission stuff, but also UI clunkiness. They need to get some of this a little bit more refined. But yeah, there's no real mega blockers beyond that I'm aware of. The stability seems hugely better. That I haven't tested the hangars a huge amount beyond, they seem to spawn and work. There could be some pretty big problems there, potentially, but I don't see reason why they can't move on to first wave PTU now. There is an audio overlay issue around hangars, which is quite annoying. I suppose CIG are trying to avoid there just being tons of videos on this incredibly buggy build, because as soon as it goes to first wave PTU, what happens? Well, all content creators that can possibly make any footage of this game will be using that footage for their videos. So maybe that does delay first wave PTU to some degree. The patch contains some really big ticket items when it comes to cargo and the evolution of the game's economy, but it is just one step towards a dynamic economy and a much more interactive system. I am really interested to know what you think. Are you excited for 3.24, or are you not going to be playing Star Citizen until 4.0's release? Or have you had enough of the slow development of Star Citizen? You've been following it for 12 years and it hasn't been released yet. Or are you like, well, no, what do you mean it hasn't been released yet? I'm playing it now and I'm enjoying it and I'm looking forward to the next patch release. It is interesting, though, that this patch was basically supposed to be released with 3.23 kind of originally, and then went, well, actually, it will be a 3.23.x patch, or no, actually, we'll name it 3.24. Do you think the renaming of this is so that CIG can go, oh, actually, we released another big patch this year, and it was 3.24, or, well, actually, 4.0 is going to be a bit further off late in the year for 2024. Let's have this patch to sort of bridge that. is it just a marketing device? But whatever your thoughts or questions, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Also, Tobii Eye Tracker is on sale at the moment. I have not used it with the 3.24 build, but it should be better than ever because you can use it to look around your cargo and your hangar and everything. It's natively supported head and eye tracking, very high precision for Star Citizen and other games as well, but it's very cool in Star Citizen. I think a lot of people will like it. It's on sale at the moment. Go check out the links below and the links to everything else. Click them all.
I'm a futuristic cyborg sent back in time for one purpose. Give me your boots, your jacket, and your nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Get NordVPN if you want to live on the internet. It's the only thing that will protect you against Skynet and my Terminator impression.
It gives you greater accessibility, security, and privacy on the internet as well. You should use the links below. Every month, we have a ship giveaway. For July, we're giving away a Constellation Taurus. This workhorse allows you to do some solid cargo running, as well as some combat and room for a small crew. It's just a great all-round mission runner and awesome ship to experience Star Citizen with. This comes with access to the game and lifetime insurance as well. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during July. Each video is another chance to win. More details in the description below. Please consider supporting the channel with the join button under my videos or via Patreon, links below to all of that. It goes a long way in helping us to be able to make daily Star Citizen content and Zin's lore videos, all that sort of jazz. Thank you so much to all the glorious members that already do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can always help as well by sharing, liking, subscribing, and getting involved in the comments section. And thank you very much for those of you that watched to the end. It is appreciated.